Proxy server. A proxy server behaves as an intermediate server between the client and the internet to ensure security and administrative supervision. Proxy servers help to reduce web page retrieval time of the users whenever they make a request for a web page, as a certain web pages will be stored in the proxy server. Organizations use proxy server mainly because using a proxy server cuts down network traffic cost, as proxy server stores the web pages that users will access or does the caching. Topic covered in this lecture: proxy server, need of proxy server, functioning of proxy server, types of proxies, benefit of proxy servers, problems with a proxy server. Proxy server. A proxy server is a type of buffer between a computer and the internet being accessed. A proxy server builds up and stores files in a particular database called cache. Anonymous proxy server conceal your IP address and thus avoid unofficial access to your computer via internet. The proxy servers carry out two functions: improve performance and filter requests. Need of proxy server. The main use of proxies is to permit access to the web within a firewall. In the normal instance, the similar proxy is utilized by all the clients in a particular subnet. Establishing a proxy server is simple, and the most accepted web client program by now contain proxy support built in. Hence, it is easy for configuring a complete workgroup for using a caching proxy server. Functioning of a proxy server. A proxy server should have two NIC cards. One NIC card links to your internet connection. The other NIC card links to a hub that connects the server to the remaining part of the network. By itself, proxy server behave as a router that passes traffic to and from between your local network and the internet. After obtaining the internet resource, proxy server sends the requested information to the computer that made the request initially. Functioning of a proxy server continuing. Detecting intruders. When you firstly establish your proxy server, it is perhaps secure to tell that you will follow all the things for making your proxy firewall safe. You can simply complete intruder detection via some of the inbuilt proxy server settings. To change these settings, open Microsoft Management Console and load the suitable snap-in. Proxy server has three kinds of proxy agents: web proxy, Windsock, and FTP proxy. Even though these three kinds of proxy agent regulates various segments of routing, the configuration alternative which they have are approximately same as each other, a real safe proxy server can protect all three kinds of proxy agents. Types of proxies. There are three types of proxies: web-based or HTTP proxy. This proxy server receives the request from client within the firewall. An illustration of HTTP proxy server in a network is depicted in the following figure. FTP proxy. This type of proxies is highly specialized and targeted for work only with FTP server. An illustration of a FTP proxy in a network is shown in the following figure. Caching. The mechanism of caching involves saving the recovered document into a local file for additional use. Therefore, it will not be required to connect to the remote server the next time that document is requested. The caching mechanism is disk-based and constant. It can tolerate restart of the proxy process and the server machine itself. Due to this feature, caching gives rise to new options while the caching proxy server and web client are on the same machine. Benefits of a proxy server. Security. If a proxy server is accurately configured, you lessen the exposure of your internal network to hackers. Cost. The cost of having one large connection to the internet through a proxy server is smaller than having a modem on each desk. Administration. A proxy server gives you a choice for blocking sites considered inappropriate. Caching. Some proxy servers provides the capability to save web pages because they are accessed in future. Net capability to utilize less amount of public IP addresses for making your network noticeable to the external world. Irrespective of the amount of workstations utilizing private IP addresses on your LAN through network address translation. Problem with proxy servers. In contrast to benefits, there are certain problems associated with the proxy server, and some of them are given below. Training. There is a need for some knowledge for setting up and monitor in optimal condition. When it is valid that anyone can establish a proxy server, some knowledge is essential to make the best use of this server. Single point of failure. Operating a proxy server provides your internet use one point of failure. If the proxy server breaks down, then all the clients connected to it cannot use it unless it is mandated. Planning. It can be complicated for someone who does not have any experience with the proxy server to calculate specifications for a proxy server. Based on what proxy server used and what functions it has to carry out. A proxy server can be network, memory, disk, and processor intensive in any combination of the above. Security. You have to be having knowledge about the configuration of the operating system the proxy runs on safely. To the extent by putting all your client after a proxy, you encourage the external world to collect on any attacks on your network on your proxy server. Remote user. Users who use laptops and work from home or hotel room may find difficulty in using the internet through a dial-up internet service provider as all their software is configured for using proxy server. Letting these users to operate with your proxy server and dial into an ISP and when traveling on the road need a little bit of planning. Insecure data. The disadvantages of having proxy server is that the data is not secure. For example, consider all data sent to the service must pass through the proxy server before being sent to the service. This data is mostly in unencrypted form. This can enable a malicious proxy server to record everything sent to the proxy. Also, confidential information such as unencrypted logins and password. Thus, proxy of known integrity should be used. Conclusion. A proxy server is a type of buffer between a computer and the internet being accessed, and it builds up and store files which are the most frequently asked for by hundreds of internet users in particular database called cache. There are three common types of proxies used that are given below: web or HTTP proxy, FTP proxy, and caching. thank you for watching this video. Proxy server. Attacker use proxy server to hide identity of him. Using proxy switcher tool, we can hide our identity, our IP address. So let's see how we can utilize proxy switcher to switch to the proxy server and hide our IP address. So let's begin. Here you can see I have Windows Server 2012 and my IP address is 42.106.3.246. Now here you can see I have opened a proxy switcher and I already scanned for a live proxy servers. So here you can see if you want to test any proxy server availability, you can click on this icon, and if you want to download another proxy list, just click on it. I have already basic anonymity is available, and if you want to use a SSL based proxy server, just select any country. Like I have a basic anonymity and I want to select India based proxy server, just select it and just click on this icon. It will switch to the selected proxy server, and IP address of proxy server is 103.216.82.209. Now open google.com and just for my IP address. If proxy is working fine, it will open google.com with the result. It can take some time because data is traveling through a proxy servers, and sometimes proxy servers work in slow network, so it gives time to give a result. You can see Google is asking for captcha because we recently changed IP address and Google has detected proxy server's IP address. You can see Google detected IP address 103.216.82.209, and here same IP address we have. You can see 103.216.82.209. If you want to switch to the another proxy, just select it and click on it. It will connect to the different IP address. Like if you want to connect to Bangladesh, just select it and click on this green icon. And let me select another series like 114 for India, and now just refresh it. You can see IP address has been changed 114.30.75.160. So hope you understand how we can switch to the proxy servers using proxy switcher software. So thank you for watching this video. Proxy server daisy chaining. Attacker use daisy chaining to hide identity of IP address of attackers machines. Like attackers will send packets to the proxy 1 server, it will send packet to this proxy server, and this proxy server sends packets to the proxy 2. Means proxy 2 hide identity of proxy 1 IP address, and proxy 2 hide proxy 1 IP address, and proxy 2 send packet to the proxy 3, and proxy 3 hide identity of proxy 2, and proxy 3 send packet to the proxy 4. Proxy 4 hide identity of proxy 3, and proxy 4 send packet to the proxy 5, and proxy 5 send packet to the target machines. So it is very complex to track record of this attacker's machine, because attacker goes through many proxy servers to reach to the target machine to hide identity of it. But criteria is every proxy servers must work fine. If any proxy servers break, attacker cannot communicate to the target machines. So it is required to restore proxy 2 to establish connection from attacker machine to the target machines. So in this video I will show you how attacker utilize daisy chaining using workbench software. So let's begin. Here I have Windows 10 operating system and I have installed Proxy workbench software in it, and this software work as attacker machine, and I have Windows Server 2012 and Windows Server 2012 work as victim machines. So here I have already installed workbench software. So let me find Proxy workbench. Here you can see Proxy workbench, just open it. Here you can see I have proxy servers. If you want to configure any ports, just click on this icon, configure ports and protocols, and here you can see for HTTP, just click on configure HTTP port 8080. On the web server it will connect to the port number 80. If you want to connect this proxy workbench to the another proxy, just click on this icon and give IP address of another proxy server, but let it on the web server connect to port. Here you can see HTTP using 8080 port number and POP3 using 110, 25 ports for SMTP. So let it as it is and go to the Windows Server 2012, but before go to the Windows Server 2012 we must know IP address of Windows 10 machine, and Windows 10 has IP address 230, and just go to the Windows Server 2012, open Firefox or Internet Explorer, go to the option, click on advanced, go to the network setting and define IP address of the proxy servers, and IP address is 230 and port number will be 8080. Just click on OK and just open it. Here you can see I am receiving packets from the machine 222, and 222 is a IP address of Windows Server 2012. So attacker can sniff data of this victim machine using this proxy utility. So thank you for watching this video.